Hey guys, so it is Wednesday, January 8th, and I am in Alabama, and we are expecting some bad weather this weekend starting on Friday. And I am by no means a expert on preparing for bad weather. And if you live in the north, or anywhere above the Mason-Dixon line, you probably are going to laugh at these things, but I was just making a list of some things that I need to do over the next 24 hours to kind of get ready for bad weather. Now, when we say bad weather, like we're talking a couple of inches of snow. Yes, couple meaning like 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches. But we're expecting a little bit of snow. We're expecting freezing rain and ice. So that is the big issue for us in the South is that ice is always going to be dangerous for us because it is usually black ice, and it also can mean that we lose power. Now, those things I know people in the north face all the time, probably many, many months out of the year. But here in the South, um, we do not have the proper equipment to deal with ice and snow on a regular basis. Like, we don't even own a snow shovel. And most of our cities and municipalities do not have the equipment to be able to clear roads. And it really would not make sense for most cities to even, or at least smaller towns, to invest in that kind of equipment because we probably would use it about once every 10 years, which makes zero sense. That being said, if you are in the South and you are looking at bad weather coming your way, then here are a few things that we're doing in our home to prepare for being possibly without power and most likely not being able to go anywhere for a period of 3, maybe even 4 days, depending on when the temperatures warm up. So the first thing that I am doing is um, filling some water containers so that if we have frozen pipes or pipes burst in our community, which that happens on good days here. So we just want to have some extra bottled water to drink. We already filter with a Berkey filter on the countertop. So I know we'll have drinking water, but we just want to be able to flush toilets and things like that. So um, not worried about showers, but worried about drinking and, the need to kind of wash your hands a little bit and being able to flush a toilet are kind of big things for us. So we are going to store up some water in some buckets, and we happen to have lots of 5-gallon buckets around because we have a small homestead. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fill those up. We also have a grill and we have extra gas propane tanks. So, but we don't know where they all are. They're kind of scattered around. And if you saw our basement, you would understand why we don't exactly know where they are. One of my tasks today is to gather those up and just make sure that they're handy. And I know that in our basement in the past, probably about 4 years ago, I bought a container of salt for sidewalks. I don't even know what you call it, but I do know that we have some. And so I'm going to go down and locate that and make sure it's pulled out so I can find it when I need it. Now, if you are in the South and you don't have access to some of this special salt for sidewalks or whatever, know that you can do one of two other things. You can use rock salt that you use for making ice cream. That's the reason why we would have rock salt around. I think it's probably the same thing as rock salt. And in an extreme pinch, you can use table salt. So, not that you want to use your pink Himalayan salt on your sidewalks or your front step, but if you need to, you can. Or I'm going to pre-soak some beans, maybe actually even cook some and actually cook some rice ahead of time to just have a stash of food that's prepared that would warm up easily, quickly, and we could eat cold if we needed to. Um, Also, you probably have some long underwear back in a closet or maybe stuck in the attic. We rarely ever use them here in Alabama, but I do know that we have some. So I'm making a point today, and I'm probably going to go up into the attic to find them, but we might need our long underwear over the next few days because we know that temperatures are going to get cold and there is the potential of losing power. We want to make sure that we have plenty of fresh blankets. If you're like us, we have dogs and that are in and out of the house. And sometimes the blankets that we have sitting out that we use for throw blankets um, kind of get the dog smell after a while. And if we're going to be stuck inside for a few days, want to make sure that they are fresh smelling before we're trapped. And lastly, we want to be sure that we pull out our French press. Um, we want to be able to have hot coffee, and we know that if we don't have power, we can at least boil water on the grill and we can have nice, fresh, hot coffee. That goes, for us, that goes a long ways into providing some extra comfort. And our thinking to prepare yesterday, I was in Walmart. Now, this was Tuesday before bad weather on expected on Friday, and already Walmart was completely out of regular milk. So, if you're lactose intolerant and you can afford to buy organic milk, you're okay. You could have gotten milk yesterday. I'm sure that they restocked overnight, but just thinking ahead, in Alabama, the biggest joke is that when there's snow in the weather forecast, you're going to run out of milk and you're going to run out of bread in the grocery stores because everybody thinks that's what they need. However, I didn't attempt to buy bread or milk because I was actually good on milk. We don't drink a lot of it. And we don't eat a lot of bread, but we do enjoy fresh bread. So I am making a couple of fresh loaves over the next 24 hours so that we'll have that extra as a comforting snack. And I'll make a video on the recipe that I use that is super easy. So it was nice to be able to go into the grocery store yesterday and know that I wasn't looking for bread, but if I have flour, I know I have oil, and provided we have power or even the grill, I know that I can make bread of some sort. So what I ended up picking up yesterday was a rotisserie chicken and yogurt and flour. So I picked up two rotisserie chickens from Sam's Club while we were outsourcing a couple of days ago, and I was planning to debone both of those, and unfortunately, I left the kitchen with one of those sitting on the counter, and our livestock guardian dog had come into the house to be fed and to warm up a little bit. And well, let's just say I turned my back, and when I turned back around, there was an empty rotisserie chicken container sitting on the floor and not a bone in sight. Like the dog inhaled the entire chicken in a matter of like 10 seconds. So I did pick up another one yesterday that happened to be a lemon pepper flavor. So we have one lemon pepper flavored rotisserie chicken deboned, and we have another one that is just a regular original flavor. So that we have extra meat that is deboned and it's ready to put on a sandwich or to add to rice or pasta. One of our go-to really quick recipes for desperation or for carrying lunch someplace is chicken, rice, and yum yum sauce. So the extra rice that I am making will probably be eaten with either the beans or this extra chicken. Another thing I'm trying to do over the next 24 hours is to get some extra listings done so that if we lose power, we lose internet. We have some things that are listed and scheduled to post over the weekend. So hopefully we can get that done. I think it may be a late night for us because we're still pretty slow at getting our listings done. But I am off to work on this list. If you're in the South and you're needing a few helpful tips or things to add to your to-do list. I hope that helps out just a little bit. So, hope you guys stay warm, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.